Hi everyone, this is probably not a very surprising video coming from me. Whenever anything controversial happens regarding Disney, I always have a lot of people reaching out asking me for my opinion. A few months ago I made a video about Disney movies and racism and whether I think these scenes should be removed from the movies or not. And now we have the issue with consent in Disney movies, specifically the scene in Snow White where the prince kisses her and she comes back to life. Before I go into this, I want to say what we see in Snow White is not okay. You should never kiss anyone or do anything without consent. It's crucial that we teach kids about consent. My main concern about this debate is that the people who think that this shouldn't be shown to kids, are they completely just leaving teaching consent up to movies? Even if your kids see a prince kissing a princess without her consent, that shouldn't make them think it's okay, because you should have taught them that it's not okay. And you should have taught them well enough that they don't see this one movie and they're like, okay, but it's okay then. I'm just gonna disregard what my parents taught me. It is your job to teach your kids this, not a movie. Let alone a movie that's almost 100 years old and that has magic and 7 dwarves living in the woods and mining jewels and animals that befriend the humans. This movie is clearly not realistic. So why would we rely on this movie to teach us anything about real life? It's clearly not real life. We absolutely do not need to celebrate the prince kissing Snow White without her consent. And it's good that we now see less of this in movies. But again, this movie came out in 1937. If you look at movies from this era, consent is just not in focus. And the roles of female presenting characters from this time are clearly not what we expect from female presenting characters now. Obviously, the roles of genders and sex and all of that have changed tremendously since then, and this movie just isn't a good representation of what a relationship should be or what consent should be like or anything like that. So it's just so weird to me that anyone would think that this is what's gonna harm what our kids think about consent. Movies are not here to replace education. For the most part, their purpose is entertainment. If you teach your kids consent, which is one of the most important things you can teach them, no part of me believes that the kids are gonna see this and think it's okay. I think it's okay if they make a disclaimer like they've done with movies featuring racism, and then the parents can talk to their kids and be like, you know, this is not okay, right? Like, this is what the prince does in this movie, but you don't do that in real life. I just don't want us to start removing too much from old movies, because then where is it gonna stop, you know? Because at the rate our society is changing, which is good, there's gonna be very little left that's still acceptable, which is one of the big challenges with censoring stuff, because it's hard to draw the line for what's acceptable and what's not, and this is really all just based on opinion, so it's very hard to make the decision on what's too much and what's okay. But I know that this is a very difficult debate, and I understand that it is a debate, but it's a bit too much to feel like we need to remove everything, because our kids aren't gonna just turn into monsters because they watch something in a movie that isn't okay in today's society. It's still kind of up to what we teach them. I think I've made my point. I don't think I need to make this video any longer, but it's an interesting discussion, so feel free to share your opinion in the comments below, and I shall see you next Friday. Keep it the good vibes. Bye!